Okay, we've talked about how we get durability on a single node by waiting for the write, let's say, to go to the log. But how do we get availability and how do we get fault tolerance? And by that I mean if that node goes down, we want to still be able to use the system. And if the primary node goes down and we lose it entirely for some reason, let's say there's a fire, how do we make sure we don't lose our data between the backups? And so what we do to solve both those problems is we introduce replication. And I'll show you how that works. So we have the concept of a replica set. And a replica set is a set of Mongo nodes. And I'm going to show you 3 nodes. And these are all Mongos, MongoDs, that act together and all mirror each other in terms of the data. There is one primary, and then the other nodes are secondaries. But that's dynamic. And data that's written to the primary will asynchronously replicate to the secondaries. Your application and its drivers stay connected to the primary and will write to the primary. You can only write to the primary. If the primary goes down, then the remaining nodes, in this case these 2 nodes, will perform an election to elect a new primary. To elect a new primary, you have to have a strict majority of the original number of nodes. So since the original number of nodes here was 3, you'd need 2 nodes to elect a new primary, and that's the number we have. So if that went down, then this could become the primary. And at that point, what would happen is your app would reconnect to the primary for writes through the drivers, all transparently. So this group of nodes is called a replica set. And that's going to form the basic mechanism by which we get fault tolerance and availability in Mongo. Now, there's some other details of this in terms of whether reads can happen to the secondaries or not, and we'll go through that. But this kind of gives you the basic outline of the way it works. Now, when this node came back up, it could come back up as a secondary, and in which case it would rejoin the group and be able to act as a secondary while this one acts as the primary. So this is the basics of replication. Now the minimum number of nodes, as I said, is 3. And the reason is that if you had fewer than 3 nodes, then what would remain would not be a majority of that set, of the original set. And so there would be no way to elect a new primary. So you'd go without a primary, which means you could no longer take writes. Okay, let's go over a quick quiz on some of these concepts. What is the minimum original number of nodes needed to assure the election of a new primary if a node goes down?